Hi, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to Trailblazers Podcast, where we get the special privilege of hosting Orestes Romero, the partner and CFO of BuildPro Construction, co-founder of R.O.C Development Group, and co-founder of 180 Property Management. Orestes, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Thomas. I appreciate the invitation and I'm looking forward to our conversation.
Absolutely. We're glad to have you here. Now, for those of us who don't know, would you mind telling us just a little more about yourself? And could you share a bit about your personal journey and what ultimately led you to your roles at your company?
Sure. So I was born and raised in Peru. I'm naturalized American, very proud to be. Um, I came to the US in 2017. It's almost 8 years ago. Um, and I started basically from nothing. I have a background in business administration and marketing. I have a master's degree. Uh, but when it came to coming back to America, I only had one thing clear that I didn't want to go back to corporate. I didn't want to go back to an office, a 9 to 5 classic job. I wanted to be in control of my own destiny. And I started as a personal trainer here, which is funny because when I lived in Spain for 3 years, as I was studying my master's degrees in sales and marketing, I actually became a personal trainer. So when I came to the US, I started as a trainer, but I was always linked to business. I was always linked to learning, reading the news, staying up to date, and just working on growth. And that's when I came across real estate. And as I went deeper into learning the ins and out of real estate, property management, flipping properties, just investing in real estate, is when everything clicked. And I needed to integrate the whole chain. So from putting together the deals, from managing properties, I needed the construction arm. And I was very blessed and lucky to find the guys who are my partners today. And we started R.O.C Development Group, our investment arm in BuildPro Construction.
Mhm.
Once we started in R.O.C Development, we got some capital to invest, to flip houses, to build houses, and work with investors alongside with our skin in the game and their skin in the game, and producing results for them. As time went by, more and more synergies were created in the construction arm, and that's how we started discussing the possibility of becoming partners. And each one of us, we're three, brings something different to the table and has been key for the growth of the company. Just dividing the powers, dividing the roles, and conquering.
Okay. Yeah, awesome. And walking back, me focusing on Build Pro Construction, like, could you walk us through what is and who are like your typical clients and what kind of services do you provide?
Yeah, so BuildPro Construction, we've been serving South Florida for over 10 years now.
Mhm.
15 years, actually. In 2010, we were established.
Okay.
Um, our clients are commercial clients where we do regular maintenance for their main systems, plumbing, electrical, mechanical maintenance, routine maintenance that we do for medical facilities. We do for any restaurants that need any help, just recurring clients like that in the commercial aspect. We do some commercial remodeling and turnovers of warehouses or stores, restaurants. We're currently working on a restaurant right now. And then the rest of our clients, our other portion, which I would say it's about 60 to 70% of our revenue, are residential clients. Mostly they come from the high end where they want to do ground up construction, like completely tear down their house because it's probably just small for them now that they have kids and they have a full family and they want the backyard and they need more rooms and more space. So they're
Hmm.
like, okay, it's time to build my dream home. And that's where we come in. Uh, Besides that, we do a lot of additions, a lot of interior remodels, and we have all the licenses in house, fully insured and licensed for everything. And yeah, we have the blessing that most of our clients come recommended by our past clients, and we have a very good organic pool of clients and a very solid pipeline and a good outlook for this year and the next one.
That's amazing. Maybe going back with that, what puts your company apart from, say, other competitors in your industry?
I would start with the quality of service and the experience that we give to our clients. Many of our clients complain, and I understand because I've been a client myself in the past of other construction companies, that they can't get a hold of anybody when they call the company, that they can't speak to the contractor, they can't speak to their project manager. They take forever to getting back to them. And when they get back to them, or if they get back to them, they're treated as if they're doing them a favor. So we're turning the tables on that. And we have enough staff, enough people in our team that there will always be someone on the other end of the phone. And if we are on the phones, if we are at a job site and if we're not available at that moment, we'll get the message, we'll return the call, we'll text you back, we'll call you back, whatever it is, but we won't drift apart from our clients, and we'll try to stay always by their side as we face and tackle their projects head on with them in the know, staying up to date, and just providing them with constant updates. Because construction is not a perfect science in the sense that there's always mishaps. Every other day, you know, a late delivery, something happened, the bad weather, anything can happen, right? It's very dependent on several conditions that you cannot control and several variables that you can't control. But whatever we can control, we do, and we try to do it with excellence and always giving the clients their, you know, the best service and the best service they deserve.
Okay. And maybe walking back, you said there's some misconceptions. And like, what would you say is one prevalent misconception people often hold about the construction industry that you believe deserves some clarification?
I would say sometimes our clients or sometimes people forget that we are on the same team or on the same boat. We both want to see the project move forward. We both want to see progress with quality and with as much speed as possible, right? Without compromising, of course, quality, without compromising the totality of the project. But sometimes they forget that we're on their side. Maybe because of what I was telling you before, that they've had rough experiences with other contractors, or they're expecting already where are we going to try to sneak something past them, or you know, hit them with a change order or something like that, and that's just not the way we operate, you know. And sometimes it's hard, and they get convinced along the way as as we develop the relationship that we're on their side, that we want the best for them, because it's also the best for us. We're not here to just build your house, leave, thank you very much, and never speak to you. No, we actually want to have a relationship. You know, in a few years, you might want to upgrade your house. You might want to move somewhere else, or you have family members or friends that need a GC, and are looking for a builder, are looking for a one-stop shop that can give them the property of their dreams. We want that referral, you know, and we want to give you that experience so that you can confidently go to anybody that you love and say, hey, work with BuildPro Construction. You know, these guys will do right by you.
Yeah. And going with that, maybe could you tell us like a story or kind of like a case study where you maybe had a customer who was mistreated by other clients, and how did your service and everything you did with them in their project really transform them into maybe now one of your great clients?
I can think of a few clients. I'll talk to you about a couple of clients that we have in the pipeline that we have made very good rapport with, and they have come to us a little bit scarred from past experiences. One of them, they gave a deposit to a general contractor, and they discovered that in about after 1 year, that general contractor never even produced a set of plans and never submitted a whole permit package. So basically, they got scammed by this general contractor. So their property started accumulating violations.
Mm-hmm.
This person started getting citations until they were like, listen, you guys need to find a solution and find another GC, or you're going to keep accruing these fines. They found us through a professional referral that said, hey, work with these guys. They're going to take care of you. And, we just closed that contract to help them out, reduce those fines, mitigate those violations and fines and everything. And then, you know, make the changes and take their project, move their project forward. So that's one. The other one, it's a client of ours that came to us after seeing our yard signs close to their neighborhood, and initially they were very apprehensive. They were sharing information, but they were very skeptical. You could see it in their body language. You can see it in the way that we communicated. But that high guard started going down and down little by little when they saw the speed at which we communicated. We immediately create group text with them, keeping them included and in the loop of everything that's going on in their permit process or everything that's going on with the project, with their estimate, what we're including, what we're not, uh, everything, and just fast responsiveness to the point that they were the ones that told us, like, we have spoken to 4 or 5 different contractors, and out of the 5, besides you, that we spoke to, 4 of them never replied, and one of them that replied to us was actually talking to us as if they were doing us a favor. And you guys are the only ones that have treated us as, you know, as actual potential clients and interested in taking this project forward. So, um, we're proud of the way that we communicate with our clients, with our prospects, and everybody that wants to work with us.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And as you continue to grow your company, how are you going to ensure that this excellent communication and service remains like steadfast in your company?
We have very solid communication systems and softwares in the company. We're constantly communicating um, along the whole chain in the company, meaning everybody is in the know of everything that is going on. Without that meaning that everybody is doing everything, it means that we can support each other. It means that there are mechanisms of, hey, I got you. I'll be working on this while you're working on that, right? And then it's just a matter of adding the right people. We have, um, luckily, we have a pool of project managers that are very talented and experienced, and we have a very strong back office. We have worked a lot on our systems and processes, like I was telling you, so that we can sustain growth and scale. And whenever
Mm-hmm.
we need to bring in a new project manager because our current project managers are fully occupied and busy with the current projects that they're managing, we're ready to take them in, and we're ready to onboard them, and they can be up and running in almost no time. So we centralize a lot of the key aspects and information, including invoicing, document retrieval and document submittal, um, quality control, all of that, and then we delegate certain aspects in terms of project management and job site overview and supervision.
Yeah, certainly. And what role does technology currently play in your daily operations? And are you thinking that you may want to implement new technology, whether it's AI or some other piece of software, into your company's operations?
Huge, huge. I'm glad you asked. That's something that goes on in the back end, and definitely many times is unnoticed by our clients, but it's making a huge difference. We're using AI for key processes that are still in development because AI is still under development, and every day there are new tools and new possibilities, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we are early adopters. We're very tech focused. So, for example, before an estimate for a new construction could take us about 4 to 6 weeks, and now
Wow.
thanks to AI, and which is, I would say, very close to an industry average. If anybody says that they do it better, I would like to know their secret sauce, unless they have like full-time estimators in-house that are doing that. But even the big companies,
Mhm.
they usually take a long time to turn them around. Like 4 weeks would be an average. So we're turning them around now in about 1 to 2 weeks, thanks to AI, which is great.
Cool.
We have
Hmm.
tried new softwares. We're always trying new softwares. Everything that comes into the market, we're basically trying it out. We're contrasting it with other tools, comparing. Um, so yeah, I mean, it's not exact, it's not precise. There definitely needs to be a lot more training of the LLMs uh, in the construction industry. A lot more information put into them, but where we are has allowed us to save at least 50%, like cut that time and that turnaround in 50%. With that being said, other systems, we have a full-blown project management system where we're all having access constantly to this. So instead of producing unnecessary meetings and unnecessary communications, everything is
Hmm.
centralized in one information hub.
Hmm.
So we're discussing things in our group chat. Um, with different parts of our organization and our back office and everything. But at the end, everything that is project related, critical items, they're stored in one central hub of communication. So that
Wow.
helps a lot, speeds things a lot. Our project managers have access to this on site. They can work on the go many times. I would say they could be 80% remote, 20% they need to be in office, but we're looking
Hmm.
to make everything fully automated to the point that they're 100% remote. As AI and as these softwares and these possibilities of AI agents develop, we're
Yeah.
constantly trying to keep up with it and trying to build the best of the best, keeping costs at minimum. Right? We're not right now, just now, we're not jumping into a full blown development investment of these tools, because we know that in a year or two, many of these tools, the present tools, are going to be completely obsolete, and we're going to see a
Hmm.
lot of acquisitions, a lot of mergers, a lot of new products and new softwares coming out. So we're staying there in the know of everything technology related, and then we have a bunch of automations within our systems, where we have certain processes that are manual and repetitive, fully automated with only a few clicks. So
Hmm.
that also saves a lot of time and keeps us growing and ready for scaling.
Yeah, and like you were saying, this will provide tremendous value to your clients, even if they're not seeing it, because you're just that much quicker and able to service them better. Would you say that's accurate?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. I mean, a lot of our competition are seasoned contractors and seasoned builders, and they're not very technology friendly. They're more of the old guard and old school, which, I mean, they have a wealth of knowledge that is amazing, and nobody
Hmm.
can deny that. We have the blessing to have a little bit of the best of both worlds, right? We have uh, in my partners, we have great general contractor, great project management, um, an immense amount of knowledge of construction itself and the details and everything. And then in our back office, led by me and our team, we have that part of the corporate structure, the innovation, the looking for the efficiencies all the time, and how we can make our business faster, better, more efficient, giving that best service to our clients, but also saving time internally so that we can focus on getting more clients and growing the company, working on the company more than working in the company.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we start to wrap up the podcast, is there anything you might like to say that we may have missed that, along with any other exciting news you'd like to share about your company?
I would say we're excited that we just completed the last of the licenses that we needed, the electrical license. So we're celebrating that part. But again, I think it's we've come a long way. We're looking to have a very healthy growth versus last year, and we're always identifying the weakest links and focusing on those particular areas to make them stronger. And that's the strategy that we have been using for the last year and a half or two, and it has brought us to a point where when we look back and we're complaining at certain little things or we're complaining at certain processes, we look back and we're like, wow, we're miles ahead to the point that we can't see the start line anymore.
No, certainly. And where can people find your work and stay updated on your company's projects and progress?
They can visit our website, which is BuildPro FL. Build as in building, pro as in professional, FL as in Florida. So buildprofl.com. They can see our work. They can contact us. They can shoot us an email, a text message, anywhere, anything. And one thing that we do with people that want to work with us is we are fully transparent, and we have the blessing of having a lot of satisfied and happy clients that let us do some showings in their houses so that they can touch and feel and see for themselves the quality of our work.
Okay, that's awesome. With that, thank you for tuning in, and thank you, Orestes, for coming on the show.
Thanks, Thomas. It was a pleasure.